Good morning, everyone. Had a late send, everyone, so we're just waiting for everything to get handled, and we'll get going. Morning, Robert. Hilton, Santiago, Angie's here. Bob, good morning. Morning. Or good afternoon, actually. Yeah, this market is something. Roger is coming in right now.
All right. Sorry, folks. I was just updating folks in the pit, which is where I usually hang out. Have a lot of fun. Where's everybody, Matt?
They're filing in.
Coming in hot. All right. Let me turn on YouTube, say hello to everybody, and we will begin. Right. Ooh, everybody's light. I guess people don't like me anymore, or they're going on holidays. One way or the other. You know, Matt, you got to set up that camera. Otherwise, sitting over there, people won't be able to actually see me in a better picture.
Yep.
But you've been a busy beaver last few days. 1 second, I got an alert real quick. 1 second. One second, please. Okay. I feel better. All right. Omar, how are you? Here's just for the thumbs up. Thank you, Omar. Hassan, Kevin, Frankie, KC, Darren, Blair, Patrick, Robert, Wilford, Richard. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? I hope everybody's doing really well right now. We got the new camera, actually. We got it, but we haven't set it. You know, Joey was here this morning. We should have had him set it up, Matt.
Yeah, that's true.
What were you and I thinking? We had the video guy here. See, we rely too much on each other. We got to delegate a little bit. We got to delegate a little bit. Let me say hello to everybody real quick. Steve, Brendan, Angie. Good to hear that, Angie. Steve, Rochelle, hello there. Ken, Roddy, Dave. Hello from Greece. Look at that. User, what is your name? I like Greek names. Vivek, PM, Mark, Harry, Phil, Good for you, Angie. Kevin, good afternoon to you too. Carlsbad. Oh, I love Carlsbad. What a magical place. Carlsbad is halfway, Matt, between Los Angeles and San Diego, which is like straight south. You drive to LA, it's absolutely beautiful. Actually more than halfway. It's about three-quarters of the way. Beautiful place. Beautiful place. They have Legoland there. So I used to take so San Diego's like 2 hours away. This was like an hour and 20 minutes away from where I lived. So I would take my kids to Legoland there all the time when we lived in California. Richard, how are you? Good to see you. Ricardo, Gus, Christopher, Steven, Larry. We got Wakas. How are you, Wakas? I haven't seen you in a while. No, it's not windy. It's just a green screen. But I love the green screen. It looks really good. Yeah, hit the thumbs up, guys. John, how are you? Scampy, how are you? Chad, how are you? Ron, how are you? Bob says, great trade on your 3 trades in Stealth Surge. All 3 hitting very nicely. Oh, that's very nice. I appreciate that. Repost that, Matt. That's a nice one. Stratos. Typical, I don't know, typical, but pretty common Greek name. I like Greek names. Greek. You know, one of my partners in my hedge fund was a big Greek guy, Charles Kalamiris. Very smart man, and he sang opera, not professionally, but he sang opera. Very, I get along really well with Greek folks. I like Greek, and I love Greek food. Oh, we have some really good restaurants in LA. Cyrus, how are you? Adam says not trading, just hanging out. Good for you, Eagle Beagle. Nothing wrong with that. Jack says all 3S stocks are up. Well, there you have it. Tinia, how are you? Wayne, how are you? Mark, how are you? Wakas. Kathy, how are you, Kathy? David, Mark, Cyrus, and Kishore, how are you guys? Hope everybody's doing well. Let me go ahead and turn on TC2000 and share my screen. Not a lot of alerts going off today for obvious reasons. Let me just... Some retail stocks are catching a bid. I'm just biding time, waiting for my TC2000 to turn on. I always like to wait till the last minute. I'm watching Shopify right now. I wish I could show you, but for some reason my computer... Where's this thing? There you are. I'm too spoiled. It takes like a minute to turn on, but it's pretty quick. Pretty quick. Okay, there's that. This is actually what I was just looking at on my screen. Now I could look at it with all of you. Deb, how are you? Tony the Tiger. Jim, another Greek. Hey, Jim, how are you? I didn't know you were Greek. Yeah, I like Greeks. Greeks are cool. Stock one up 34. You can call out those stocks here, guys. I gave them publicly. You can mention them, name them, talk about them, analyze. You can do whatever. After I give them out publicly, it's all good. Carlos, how are you, Carlos? Good for you, Louie. How are you? Good. All right. So, looking at the market right now. And again, not that I've gotten any complaints, but one thing I don't do as much here in the second part of the day is go over the broad market, because we do that. Hey, Richard, good to see you. We do that in the morning for an hour, so I don't feel the need to do that, and you guys can always rewatch the tape, and that allows me to build more on the narrower view. So as you may notice, in the morning we start broad. We start at the we're at the moon, and by lunchtime we're like halfway between the moon and Earth, and we're getting closer. And the truth is, the further I could stay away, the more perspective I have, the better feel I will have, and the less subjective I will get. Good, Carlos. Good to hear that. Happy to hear that. So, as far as the market's concerned, just to show you, by the way, I do like Shopify. Now I wanted to show you guys something. I wanted to show you. This is what I was teaching Rich on Friday. So we watch. How do you know if a stock is ready to go? See how it's breaking above the VWAP, the high VWAP right here? There's a lesson for you guys, okay? There's a lesson for you guys. Now it's above. That means anybody who bought from this point to this point is making money. Well, what about the guy who bought up here? He didn't put much volume into the trade, did he? Volume was right here. You could see the average. So all these traders, the volume, who put real volume in, this is where the level is right there. And now we could see that all of these people are happy. So there's really not a big reason for the stock to go down. I mean, there could be many reasons, but right now there's really no reason for the stock to go down. And look, it just hit the VWAP, it bounced off. But what I wanted to show you, if you want to know a good time to enter a trade, wait for a yeah, I learned it on Friday and have applied it to 3 trades. Very good for stocks at 8-day EMA on daily. Because, okay, stock is sitting at the 8-day EMA. And do you know if it's time to come in? You don't want to sit there like a duck because the stock can keep consolidating and consolidating and consolidating. Terry, how about we focus on Shopify? How about that? But let me give you another alternative, okay? Alternative. Let's see. Let me give you a good alternative. Trade Desk. This is perfect. Okay. Do you see that? Or add in this case. But look at Trade Desk. Look at Trade Desk. Nice, Bob. Very nice. See, do you see where it keyed off today? See how it couldn't break that level? That is resistance now, my friends. That's resistance. What is it on the average price on the day? Yeah, it automatically goes from here to here. I don't change any settings. The guy who invented, Brian Shannon, who popularized alpha trends, his deal was, I'll let you put it in here if you make it simple. And they did. They just made it. So the guy who created this whole VWAP thing, he didn't popularize it. Relative strength has nothing to do with what I'm talking about right now. Let's stick with what I'm talking about right now. Do you see how? No, it's built on on volume. This is an anchored VWAP. Anchored VWAP at the swing high and tells you whether you should be buying this stock or not right now. So look, you're waiting for it's above. Well, Roger, it's breaking the 8-day EMA. It's breaking the 8-day EMA. It's time to buy. It's time to buy. No, wait for it to get above the VWAP, the high VWAP, because until it gets above this level, everybody who bought here is not making money. You want to buy when they're all making money. What you want to do is buy when it gets above this level right here. Well, how do you know? Because I said the VWAP right there to the high. So anybody who buys, this guy, they're all going to start making money when price goes above this level. And that's based on volume, not just some stupid moving average. So I'm trying to teach you guys a cool tool one step at a time. I taught you the A line, but you got to have confirmation. This is a confirmation. So would I be buying TTD right now? No. It tried to hit the VWAP right here. And what did it do? It bounced down faster than you could say, who's your daddy? And now it may break it. I just got an alert again. It may break it later on. It may break it later on and go higher, but right now it's giving it a middle finger. This is a resistance area till it breaks it, and then it becomes a support. And I'm not, well, Roger, I don't know how to draw support and resistance. You don't have to. Take the VWAP and anchor it to the swing high. That's all I'm telling you to do. It's a confirmation, or if you're already in, then you can add. If not, then you can just stay in. But my point is, if, for example, if I was, Trade Desk looks great, right? But what happens when you add the VWAP? Does it look that great anymore? And again, I'm picking a random stock. I don't have anything against Trade Desk. It helps it going green right away as opposed to holding for a few days before going green. Yes. Look, I'll delete it and I'll show you how I anchor it. I'll delete it. Now look, I go here. See, there's an anchor here. I hit the anchor. I go here, and I attach the anchor right there. I clicked on it again. And TradingView does the same thing. If you're not in America, for example. But I wanted to teach you a lesson and show you you don't have to. Yeah, I could do it on APO. Sure, why not? Yeah, I could definitely do it on APO. Good idea. We should do it on APO. Let's do it. There it is. Any other stocks you guys want me to pick? Don't make me angry. Pick stocks that are doing this pattern. If not, don't do it. Don't do it. We're having a good session here. I don't want to get off this topic. Do you wait to buy based on closing above the VWAP? That's a whole different story, Al. Great question, but that's a whole different story. That's a whole different story. That's a different question. Let's stick with this. But yes, that's a very good. That's something that you're not going off the reservation here, my friend. That's an entry question. I'm giving you an entry question on the daily. I'm giving you remember I say don't anticipate, react. Well, that's a reaction. Then you can decide if you want to get it off the VWAP or if you want to get it on a breakout. But that's a question you have to answer after you have the answer to this. So let's go Palantir. See? Not there yet. It's almost there. It could be there in an hour or two. It could be there maybe in 15, 20 minutes. I mean, it's close. It's not far away. It's here. It's literally, well, technically it's above it. So it's above it by like a little hair. Okay. So technically Palantir is okay. And you had a crossover yesterday. So technically you should have gotten in yesterday, but you're getting in you're actually getting in on a little deal. The more I look at it, actually, the more I like this. That looks really good. And it's holding up above the VWAP really well. That's a nice stock. Nice looking stock. Actually, it's a really nice looking stock. And look at volume raising. You know, if I know any better, I would say somebody has it in one of their programs. Would you agree to that, Matt?
I would.
Yeah. I wonder who could that be. All right, enough of that. So, do you guys see how I'm combining? I'm teaching you guys little principles. I'm teaching you principles that you can apply yourself. You're welcome, Glenn, without having to be, well, where do I put the chart? Do I draw the line here? No, you don't have to draw anything. You take the damn anchor and you anchor it to the high, and then you're at the 8 line or the 8-day MA, and you have yourself a perfect opportunity. This is not some cockamamie technique. Richard, okay, let me ask you this. Since nobody listens to anything I say, how valuable is what I just showed, Richard, on a scale of 1 to 10? Mickey, do I look like a Thinkorswim expert to you? In Thinkorswim, do you have to change or add a study to anchor the VWAP? I have no clue.
Yes. You have
Matt
to add
does, but I have no clue.
VWAP or a VWAP.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it doesn't have to be complicated to be effective. That's very effective because what you're doing is you're putting a value area at the high, and now you're seeing if equilibrium is going to come above this level, which means if this passes, it passed this level, which means right here, all of these people are like, hey, we're making a little moolah. We're making a little moolah right here. All these people are making some money. Why would they sell right now? They're happy. What is the best time frame to use? The daily. This is all daily. Daily. I'm only showing you daily. Yeah, I was looking at the stock earlier. It's breaking out of compression. See that? The best trades are those that break out of a compression because you can lean on something nearby. You know, it's like when you ask somebody to marry you and you don't know if they're going to say yes. You lean next to something. So if you pass out, you Let's see. I don't mind doing this. I don't have to be anywhere at 1 p.m. today. No, IONQ is not doing that, Claire. It's not. You're right. It doesn't Wild Ranger. The anchored VWAP, the AVWAP is you see Wild Ranger, the VWAP, you don't have to anchor to anything. So it's missing an A. So if I say a VWAP, that's an anchored VWAP, which is used on a daily, weekly, or monthly chart. If I just say VWAP, that's just an intraday VWAP. That just starts at the beginning of the day, gets anchored to the beginning of the day. VWAP intraday, a VWAP daily chart. I don't use weekly. Well, sometimes I do, but usually I use daily. So that's about that. You see how simple we're making it? 8 day moving average. After the 8 day moving average is there, you started the 8 day moving average. You put the AVWAP above, and you see, and you wait for a confirmation. Then you wait for a VWAP on an intraday chart, and you wait for it to hit, and then you see how we're little by little you are helping me create a trading system that I created 25 years ago. But do you see how you're little by little you're helping by validating it yourself? Now you see how you guys see how Quick Strike and A Line, how they're different but they're completely aligned. The two programs. Do you see how it ties together? Do you guys see that? I'm pretty sure most of you do. Yeah, Peloton. Let's go back there. Yeah, almost. Just needs a little crossover right here. Actually, I got a little. I would have to be rich for me. I would need to see the VWAP. I would need to see the Hakanachis. I would want to see a flat top like this above the 15-day EMA for confirmation right here, which we may get right now, and a crossover on the 8 and the 3. So we may be right now about to get an entry on potentially on Peloton. See how it all comes together? See how it all comes together. Very simple principles. And then you add a little seasonality to it, Eddie. You see how it all comes together? Good. I'm glad that you guys are starting to get it. Well, you should have waited for this to finish, and you should have waited for this to be above the VWAP. I mean, the 8-day EMA, the 15-day EMA. But Richard says, you have taught me so much. Very thankful. You are welcome, Richard. Richard, you haven't seen anything yet. Right, Matt?
Right.
We've got a lot more. There's a lot more to teach. There's a lot more to teach. A lot more to teach. All right. So remember what I told you this morning, and I spent a lot of time on this. I said, you guys got to keep an eye on. I'm not looking. I'm not really here to day trade. This is not a day trading room, guys. I'm not looking to day trade Peloton here. If you want to take it or not, that's up to you. But let's just stick to what we're here for. Because you could do that stuff yourself, but a lot of you can't do this for some reason. So you see how we're now below. RSP is below both the VWAP all day long, and we're below the 50-day moving average. And usually when we traverse this, we tend to go to the 100-day moving average. I'm not liking this at all. You look at the Dow is still holding on, but the Dow's only 30 stocks. And if you look at the QQQ, we're near all-time highs. If you look at mega caps, if you look at mags, you'll see we're still near higher highs. I mean, they're not really pulling back. Volume is still pretty good. There's nothing really bad here. IWM near the 50-day moving average. Bond market, I like how we're bouncing. As long as we can bounce for the next couple of days, it'll relieve some pressure on some of the sectors like retail, a couple of sectors in the RSP, and may give us a little bit of a reprieve. Oh, we haven't been recording, Matt?
Yeah, we've been on YouTube.
Oh, maybe I don't know. Did I what happened just now? That's weird. That's really weird. Okay, let me share my screen again. That was really strange. But we didn't lose anybody. I guess I just froze and then unfroze. Okay. So again, just as I was saying, I don't like this, but unless the news is really bad tomorrow, like he takes no action, I'm expecting this to come up a little bit off the lows and create um, another low area. I mean, another low and possibly break. If we break this low, it's going to be really bad, and then he's going to have a problem. Then he's going to have a big problem. So now, if he was a true man of character, like he's not, but if he was a true man of character, what he would do tomorrow would say, uh, uh, "I'm back on YouTube, guys. There we go. I'm back on YouTube." What what he would say is, "We made a huge mistake lowering rates half a basis points. We should have listened to Trump and not, or we should have just not done anything. Could forget about Trump. Just we should have done nothing." But Trump did say, "Don't do anything," which was actually pretty smart. We now have to backstep what we did because inflation is sticky and we screwed up just like we do every time because we're not market timers and maybe we should start following some. But he's not going to say that. He's going to say things are still doing well, but we're starting to see a slowdown and potential. He's going to use this cockamamie language. He's going to completely ignore the fact that the bond market, the 10-year, has gone completely the opposite way of his intended move. He's going to make it sound like everybody's depending on the 3-month bond. Does anybody here depend on a 3-month bond, or does everybody here depend on a 10-year, 20-year, 30-year? For mortgages, interest rates, credit card debt, you guys know the answer to that question. And then he's going to make up some stupid story about. Yeah, that's right, Ken. Good to see you. Then he's going to make up. Then he's going to make up some cockamamie story about. Uh, uh, God only knows what. I mean, when he started saying, "If we hope it gets better, it'll get better." Well, we were all hoping it's going to get better. I'm sure nobody sleeps at night and says, "I hope egg prices get more expensive. I hope egg prices get more." Maybe Matt does because he has chickens, but nobody else does. So the point I'm making is the point I'm making is and Trudeau, the poor Canada, the guy's ready to like throw in the towel. He doesn't know what to do if tariffs go into effect. Oy vey, what a world we live in. So transitory, right. So again, think about this: tariffs and inflation. Oy 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 oy. So things are not looking great right now. Things are not looking great. I would love for him to back walk what he did, but the Fed won't do that. He's way too prideful for that. What he should do is say we're gonna, or at least we're not gonna do anything right now. But if he does, that's gonna show his cards that he made a boo boo last time. He doesn't want to do that either. It's gonna show weakness. Too political. Too political. This is why I hate politics because you never get into the truth in anything. All right, so we have to be very careful right now, like really careful right now. Okay, um, and we're going to be paying attention every step of the way at RSP because this cannot hold mags cannot hold the market forever. Okay, we do have a pretty good two-sided market right now. Um, yeah, exactly, Wild Ranger. If Matt decides to start bringing them to me again, because I haven't had any good ones lately. Are the chickens still on strike?
Yeah.
Too cold. All right, Humana. Nice A-line breakdown. Looks really good here. You got a nice breakdown of price right here.